Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I recently made a commitment. It's a very big commitment, and it's a commitment to post on my YouTube channel, so upload a video at least once every 7 days. So once a week. If you do not see a video on my channel, I'm giving you full rights to message me and tell me that I haven't done it, and then I have to do a forfeit. The forfeit is something called the 75-day challenge. It's basically a challenge where for 75 days you have to work out twice a day for 45 minutes. One of those workouts has to be outside regardless of the weather. I wouldn't mind doing it if it was like 5 days a week. It would be like tough, but like I'd be okay. But 7 days a week, and on top of that, you have to do cold showers, drink 4 litres of water a day, which is fine. The thing that I'm gonna find the most tough is the strict diet. You're not allowed any cheat meals. Any cheat meals, none whatsoever. Like you might think, oh, like, you know, like a cheat day a week or like a cheat meal once every 7 days. Not even that. I have a cheat meal every single day. I even call it a cheat meal. It's my diet. lack of diet. But yeah, so I basically have to go through 75 days of hell for me if I don't upload a YouTube video at least once a week. So my commitment issues are like really like kicking in, but it's gonna be fine. Anyway, let's get on with the video. So today I wanted to do a quick Q&A. There's like 4 or 5 questions that I want to answer. They're all around LinkedIn, social selling, so I'm going to get straight into that. And I've got my phone in front of me where I've got some of your questions. I was going to answer these all on my story, but then I thought, you know what, it makes for a good piece of content. I mapped out the videos that I wanted to do on my pieces of paper behind me. So without further ado, first question, how to get inbound leads. This took me probably like a year, 2 years into my business. After about 2.5 years, let's say, around 2.5 years, I stopped needing to do outbound outreach. Sometimes I do just to make sure I've still got it. I like to keep my foot in the door so I can still have my clients. But all of my leads are inbound. Like I can't really deal with the amount of inbound leads I have because I need to set up the proper systems and I need to hire a couple employees, which I'll probably do a YouTube video on once I start hiring people so you guys can learn from my journey as well, because that's what we're doing on this channel. But inbound leads, it boils down to a pretty simple concept, and if you stick to this concept, you will eventually get inbound leads if you're doing this right. Consistent content. Consistently post content. You have to be aware of 2 things: target audience, message. If those 2 things resonate, that's when you're going to get an action and a result. So you need to make sure that your message is resonating with your target audience, with your target market. If it's not, if it's a little bit off, your copy could be amazing, but you're sharing it with the wrong audience. Or it could be that your audience is off. Literally, like it works either way around. You need both of those things to line up in order for there to be resonance and magic. So you need to consistently post content to a target market with a message that is resonating. Keep your customer at the core of everything that you do. A lot of marketers end up getting absorbed within what they think the customer wants, and they make all these assumptions, and it doesn't matter whether you're an expert or a beginner, but sometimes we don't actually know what the customer wants, and the only way to find that out is to go and ask them. Do a survey, speak to any current clients that you have, find a mentor, find somebody that can help you with this, or go directly to your market and just ask them. Like literally just post it on your LinkedIn, ask inside a Facebook group. Somebody else has most likely walked the path that you are on, and they're a couple steps ahead, and that's all you need to fix that piece of the puzzle for where you're currently at. I know we went a little bit off the beaten track, as some people say it, but to get inbound leads, it's honestly just providing value and providing a solution to a problem. That's how new businesses are formed. And if you're consistently posting high quality, not just loads of content, high quality content that is serving your market and your audience, it's inevitable that when your target audience has a problem that you have a solution to, if you're remaining top of mind because you've been consistently posting content, before going to James, who posts once in a blue moon, they're going to come to you, who posts daily amazing facts and stats and industry insights. So that is how I would answer that question. Next question is, do you leverage blog articles, case studies in outbound prospecting? In terms of articles, I don't leverage it in my outbound outreach because I just use the featured section. So that would be my first answer to this question, is make sure that you have any relevant case studies or articles or blogs that are super high in value or put you in a really good light in your profile as part of your optimization. So make sure that you have it inside your featured section. And what I would do is, if I'm having a conversation with somebody and it makes sense for me to mention a case study, instead of me sending over the link to the case study, because I'm more likely to drop them if I'm asking them to take an action, like to make a click or something, because people can get kind of lazy and they're also very busy, it could be a combination of the two, is what I would do, I would mention the transformation that I helped that client make. So for example, and this wouldn't be at the start of the conversation, you're not pitching anyone, all you're trying to do is you're trying to build trust with somebody, become virtual friends with them, don't pitch them a thing. But if you're at a point in the conversation where they've said, oh, like, how would you be able to help me, or this is my current problem, you say, I actually had this client who had the same insert problem that they just told you. We actually helped them go from this to this in this amount of time. Give them a tangible kind of piece of information as to how you helped one of your clients, or somebody that's worked with you or used your product or gone through your service, helped them achieve a transformation that this prospect wants to achieve themselves. And that's how I would do it. And I would do it in like literally like a short sentence, be like, oh, I actually helped one of my clients recently go from this to this, doing this. Like, I'd be happy to run you through the same frameworks, regardless of whether or not you want to become a private client of mine. And that's how you book them onto the call, where they're like, yeah, sure. And then you get them on a two-step call. So you just get them on an initial call, say, look, I'll try and run you through these frameworks. If you decide not to become a private client, then there's no obligation for you to do that. But I'll also like share some of this stuff with you and see if I can help you get a step further in reaching your desired destination. Then you've kind of like lowered their barrier in terms of them being like, I'm waiting for you to pitch me. You're saying, yo, we're friends. Let's just have a quick chat. No commitment necessary, just like a 10-15 minute talk. Let me run you through some of the stuff that we did for this client who had like this awesome result, and see if we can do the same thing for you. If we can't, it's chill. We're still LinkedIn friends. That's how you want to frame it, but not in that language. So that's what I would say to that. The final thing I would say as well is I actually tend to leverage case studies more so on a sales call. So I'll tell a story before I go into a pitch. I'll be like, oh, by the way, did you get a chance to look at my results page on my website, or my case study page on my website, whatever it may be. And I'll usually make a reference to a case study towards the beginning of the call. After we go into their problem, I'll say, oh, I actually helped, like, and I'll say the name, be like, oh, for like this company that's in the X industry, go from this to this. I'll drop in that one liner. And then before my pitch, I'll say, do you know how earlier I mentioned how I helped Sally go from 10 to 25,000 pounds on LinkedIn in just 30 days? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, let me actually just run you through what we did for her. Then I'll go into the case study, I'll pull up that case study and I'll talk them through it, and it'll be like a story time. And then I'll take them into the pitch. So that's how I would leverage case studies. Articles, good for SEO, have it on your featured section. I don't tend to bring it up myself because I think I don't know, because I don't want to be too much like, I'm amazing, look at me. They should be able to tell that through what my clients are saying about me and through the social proof that I have on my profile. So that's that question. What's the next one? Ooh, this one. How can you quickly build trust with a cold new prospect? Excellent question. Number one, don't sell. Lead with value. Your aim is to sell somebody on the idea of getting on a phone call with you, to take your relationship to the next level. Your goal isn't to sell them a product on LinkedIn. I usually sell offline. By offline, I don't mean in person because COVID and I haven't had an in-person meeting in years. But what I mean by offline is off LinkedIn onto another medium, so like a Zoom call or somewhere else. Now, quickly building trust, you can't build trust quickly. Like, you can build trust at a faster pace by doing certain things, but you can't just build trust like that. It takes time. Same with friendships and relationships. You don't meet somebody on the street and they say one nice thing, you're like, oh my God, I trust you. Unless you're me, because I'm sometimes too trusting of people, but most average human beings aren't that silly, so you shouldn't, I don't actually know where I'm going with that. What I'm trying to say is you can't build trust overnight, it takes a bit of time. Don't try and play like a shortcut, like go in it because you want to provide a transformation to your client and you're willing to have that back and forth and give them a reason for them to trust you, because trust is at an all-time low in this market. Like there's so many people on LinkedIn who are receiving 30 sales pitches a day. Something that you say in a message isn't going to make them think, oh my God, I trust this person just based off the tone of voice I can see through their message on LinkedIn. It doesn't work like that. You can do a lot of things to help them build trust in your ability to be good at what you do through your content, which is what I mentioned before. So for example, that's why I have a YouTube channel, because A, it's pretty fun. I have quite a good time chatting to you guys. And B, it means that everybody who searches me on Google or looks up any keywords like LinkedIn Sales Nav, hopefully a lot of the time I come up and they can watch videos. Video content is a really good way of building trust. And then I cross-pollinate my traffic between YouTube and LinkedIn because they just go from one to the other. So a lot of the time my leads that are inbound, they've already seen me on YouTube. If you have a cold lead and you've got a YouTube channel, be like, hey, you probably don't know much about me. By the way, if this is something that you're looking to gain more knowledge around, I actually have a YouTube channel with a bunch of free content. You might find this video valuable. Send it to them, follow up with them a couple of days later. If they haven't responded, be like, hey, did you get a chance to watch my YouTube video? If not, I'm not gonna be angry, I'm just gonna be a bit sad and disappointed that you didn't, because I want us to be LinkedIn friends. I feel like I'm coming across really creepy today, like as if I'm really creepy on LinkedIn. I promise I'm normal, I just haven't socialized much. Okay, I'm fine. I just miss human interaction, but it's fine. How are you guys doing anyway? Let me know how you're dealing with lockdown down below, because I'd love to talk to you and get to know you all a little bit more, because I've been quite bad at responding to comments, but I do love you all and I promise to show you through actions, not words, because that's what's important, and that's what we should be doing on LinkedIn, is showing people why they should trust us through actions being our content, not just empty promises. So quickly build trust with a new prospect. Don't play the shortcut game. Post loads of content. If they're not ready to be sold to yet, read the room. You'll be able to tell by if they're responding to you or not. Don't pressure them, don't push it, don't risk ruining trust by spamming them. And the last thing I would say is sell to somebody in their preferred method of communication on the right medium, because somebody might not like being sold to on LinkedIn. They might love being on the phone, and if they send you their phone number and they're like, I've had that before, they're like, oh, give me a call, I'll give them a call. I'm not going to try and like carry on speaking to them on LinkedIn because clearly they don't like it there. Or if I'm like, by the way, would you prefer email? Like, do you check LinkedIn that often? Because I know like, I feel like you're messaging like once a week, so I'm just wondering if this is the best place to reach you, because I don't want to inconvenience you. Make it about them. And that works really well. Last one. Okay, I'm actually going to go onto my laptop to talk about this. How to find e-commerce brand owners on LinkedIn. This is one that I get asked a hell of a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go onto here and I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that. So what I would do to find e-commerce owners on LinkedIn is target groups. So identify groups, then target all the members within that group as well. If you don't have Sales Navigator, by the way, I have a free 60-day trial link. So you can sign up 60 days for free. You're saving just under $160. It is an affiliate link, so I get a small kickback off anybody who uses it, but you can't really find it anywhere else. And if you want to try it out, see if it's for you, then you get 2 months for free. And if you like my content, I'd really appreciate it. So I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm going to leave the link in the description of the video, by the way, if you want to sign up. And then let's go into groups. So for example, I'm going to search for e-commerce owners. What I would do is don't search for just e-commerce by itself, because a lot of the time the groups have a bunch of marketing and advertising agencies on the inside, so it's hard to separate out the brands from your competitors. But you have to play around a little bit with it, and targeting e-commerce can be more difficult than the other industries, but this is the best way, one of the best ways that I found to create a lead list pretty fast. So e-commerce owners, gonna click on groups. E-commerce store owners, okay, so this group, e-commerce UK. Okay, so e-commerce marketing and tech, e-commerce store owners and e-commerce UK. So what I'm going to do is I am going to close this down. And I should be able to see all the titles from my tabs. So go on to all filters. And then what I'm going to do is go down to the beautiful groups filter. And then I'm going to type out the name of the group. And it does not matter if you're not a member of the group, you can still target all of the people within it without being a member, which is pretty cool. So e-commerce, what I think is cool is very different to what other people think is cool. E-commerce store owners, that's great, Natasha, carry on. Is that right? Marketing and best practices, yes, fantastic. E-commerce UK. I've developed a weird habit of talking to myself. Is that a sign of like being crazy, or is it a side effect of lockdown? I don't know. Question I ask myself every day. E-commerce marketing and tech. I think this one might be good. I like the sound of this group. I've got high hopes. Pull through, pull through. Awesome, I think that's it. So over 16,000 results, which is pretty dope. Profile language, English. And then what I am going to do is, I'm not going to do anything here yet. I'm going to search. And then I'm going to go into title. And let's add in CEO, owner, founder, co-founder. How many people? 2,500 results. Fantastic. And then let's say that we are trying to target startups. So we're going to do 1 to 10. We've got over 1,000 results still. Let's have a quick look. So what I do is every time I build a search, I go and have a look at the first like 2 to 3 pages of results to make sure that it's actually accurate to what I'm looking for, because you don't want to build a list and then start reaching out to people and realize that it's really not what you wanted. So you've got to have a look first. Do a bit of your due diligence and go through the first few pages. So I'd have a look through this. Okay, so I don't want people who have agencies, because you're going to probably have a couple competitors in any of these groups if they've tapped into what I'm teaching you, which a couple people will have done. So branding agency, we do not want you. Sorry, I feel like I'm picking on individual people, but say we want to exclude, are you an agency? Yes. So branding agency. What I'm going to do is go into company, because you can see this is like the company. This isn't going to remove all of them, because a lot of marketing or advertising agencies aren't going to have the word branding or marketing or advertising within the company title or the company page name that they've linked to LinkedIn. So it's not going to work 100%, but it's the best we can do, okay? So let's do marketing, branding. I'm just going to do copywriting as well. Copy, advertising. And what you can do is you can exclude through hovering over and clicking the little, I feel like I remember this sign from my driving test, it's making me anxious. No entry, there we go. No entry, cross it off, go to the top, how many people we got. Still over 1,000. Let's say relationship, I want second degree connections, so I'm closely linked to them, so we've got some people in common. I'm not in e-commerce, so I don't know if I'm going to have anybody, but I mean, the suspense is killing me. Oh, wow, okay. 856. Fantastic. So then what I would do is I would save this search. I would go through it, have a look at the first couple of pages, and then do my outreach that way. Hope that helped. Okay, beautiful people, we have finished this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I feel like I got a bit deep into the whole e-commerce search thing. It took a little bit of time, but I really hope it was valuable. Please let me know what you thought about this video. down below. Sorry if I'm a little bit weird today. I've just been a little bit hyper, but this is maybe the new normal me. You know what? I'm not going to apologise. It's fine. I'm just going to be like this. If you don't like it, you can leave. But don't, because I'll miss you and become quite needy over lockdown. So please stay. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in the next one, and you're going to see me every single week for the rest of the year, and hopefully the near future, so we've got a long time to spend together. That was an awkward sign off. I'll see you in the next video.